welcome to the Edupedia world. This video is in continuation of our previous video where we were studying coupling and cohesion. Just to revise, we have covered cohesion and type of cohesion and what is coupling. In this video, we read about the types of coupling. Just to summarize it out, coupling basically is the degree to which a class is dependent or interact with the another class. To have a good coding design, we should avoid or we should have rather low coupling in our code. Whereas cohesion is the degree which says that it's a degree in which a class is defined to have a single and well-defined purpose. So if your component is having a single functionality and a well-defined purpose, it's a good coding design principle and it is called cohesion. Your code should have high cohesion. Fine. So let's come back and study type of coupling. Okay guys, so the first type of coupling is called content coupling. It says one component modifies another, which means component directly modifies another data. Component modifies another's code. Example, jump. So jump statement, for example, how you can jump by using a go-to statement in middle of routine. So it defines how your data is coupled to another routine. So it's defined how one component can modify another. Okay. So this was content coupling. Moving forward to the example of content coupling, which says the part of program handles lookup for customer when customer not found. Customer add customers, or we can say components add customer by directly modifying the content of data structure containing customer data. So this is an example of content coupling where how like when a customer is not found, how the component add that customer by directly modifying the data structure. So this is how it can be done. So you can see the content are getting modified when some condition occurs. So when customer is not there, its data is added. Then we have common coupling. The definition of common coupling says more than one component share data such as global data structure. So if there are like more than one component, then they can share data such as global data structure. So it's usually a poor design choice. Why so? Because sharing a data structure is actually not a good choice because then you are basically coupling your code really hard. So that means you have actually usually if there's a lack of clear responsibility for data, it also reduces readability. It is difficult to determine all components that affect a data element, and it's difficult to reuse components. It reduces the ability to control data access. Okay, that's why, having more common coupling is not at all a good idea. Example is process control component maintains a current data about state of operation, and then gets data from multiple sources, supplies data to multiple things. Each source process writes directly to global data store, and each sync process reads directly from the global store. So you can see what the problem could be over here is, since the data is coming from various sources and going into a particular, or we can say one data store, and then each sync is taking up from that data store, so you can data become inconsistent. It could happen that some resources or some sources has supplied the data, but some of the things that processes the data have started their process in midway, and the data is not completely stored. Even if you put restriction on that, then your time get wasted. If you just wait for each and everything to complete storing the data and you start reading, your time get wasted. So the solution can be to use rather to use a global data store, it's to use an individual data store. Okay, so that could be one thing that could be done in this scenario to you can say lower down the coupling. And then we have external coupling. The definition of external coupling is two components share external imposed. Example, external file, device interface, protocol, data format. So if two components share, some external resource, then it is called external coupling because they're sharing some resources, and it could be like both of them need it at the same time, and then they could fall in a deadlock. So this is a case where external coupling can be really, really bad for your code. Then we have control coupling, which says component passes control parameters to coupled components. So it may be either good or bad depending upon the situation. Bad if parameters indicate completely different behavior. Good if parameters allow factoring in reuse of functionality. So you can see it's good in a way because it's reusing the functionality, but it's bad if the parameters are indicating complete different behavior. So the good example is sort that takes comparison function as an argument. So if there is a sorting and it is taking a comparison function as argument. So the sort function is clearly defined and returns a list of sorted order where sorted is determined by the parameter. Fine. So how to sort is basically determined by the comparison function which is passed as an argument. So this is a good example where control coupling is actually helping out. Then we have stamp coupling. So in case of a stamp coupling, the definition says the component passes a data structure to another component that does not have access to entire structure. So basically over here it requires second component to know how to manipulate the data structure. Example, needs to know about the implementation. Second has access to more information that it needs. May be necessary due to efficiency factors. It is a choice made by insightful designer and not a lazy programmer. So basically, you need to be, far sighted. You need to see like what is the efficiency factor. If it's good, then you need to implement. Otherwise, it could do a damage also. So that's why we'll let you know where to use stamp coupling. Example is customer billing system. You can see like it print routine of customer billing and accepts customer data. So the data structure is passed as an argument and it is passed and it prints the name, address, billing information. So over here the good thing is like a single data structure is used and over here it is used to parse and print, address, the billing information. So it's good in a way that you're not keeping these things in multiple data structures. So the scenario where data could be inconsistent is highly unlikely. Ensure that how it is done. You should design your code in a proper way that there should not be a deadlock. The parsing, printing, everything happens sequentially, and the data structure is very well maintained. All the operations are very well maintained in that. So if that is done, the stamp coupling could be an advantage. Okay, so here it is giving us a solution of a case. So the case is user interface to limit access from clients. So you can see what's the design principle that we are using over here. Since we are having a customer and then the customer is having various method to get name, get address, get billing info, get other info, and then to print the customer. So what we can do is basically we can use the interface to access the limit from client. Maybe to a client we don't want to give all the things. Maybe we don't want to give the other info, so we can restrict that using interface. So we can just make the client to access the interface and we not let the other info method to be there. Okay. Data coupling says like component passes data to another component. So if like data is highly or you can say highly coupled, then it's not a good thing because every argument is a simple argument or data structure in which elements are used. Good if it can be achieved. It's good in a way. How it's good in a way? Just take a scenario like you're having a customer billing system. So here you are basically printing or taking the routines of like customer name, address, billing information as an argument. So if you are able to maintain that in a good manner, like the information is there, the data is there, it is passed to another component in a well-defined manner, like for billing, for generating the billing, you also need customer name. So you can pass that customer name from your data structure. Okay, so if it's done really well, it's good, but you should not make it messy, because if you do too much of data coupling in a way like it create a mesh, then it is difficult, because it could be like customer name is accessible by 10 different points, and they can also modify the customer name, then it is not a good example, because in that case your data may become inconsistent. But if they are just reading the customer name, no one has a right to modify it, then it's fine. Okay, it's on a programmer to decide how you should include coupling, but include in a way that it's not highly coupled to make a mesh in your code. Uncoupled, that means completely uncoupled components are not systems. If they are completely uncoupled, that means they are not a system, they're not actually logically making any sense. Systems are made for interacting components, so there should be some interaction in between the components. So again, there is an exercise for you. It is saying define coupling between pairs and modules. There are modules and pairs given, so you need to just define the coupling, which type of coupling they are using. I leave this part on you to do it, and the answers for this exercise you can easily find it on internet. Okay. What are consequences of coupling? Well, so this is again a question for you. I hope you should be able to answer that as of now, because it says why does coupling matter and what are the costs and benefits of coupling. Definitely, if we are saying your code should not have a high coupling, but it should have some coupling. So I hope so it's clear by now that why your code should have some coupling and why it should not have too much of coupling. So I hope so you will be answerable to that question. Okay, so high coupling. Components are difficult to understand in isolation. So it is actually saying you what are the consequences of coupling. So what are the consequences of high coupling? If you do high coupling, then the components become difficult to understand. Changes in component ripples to others, definitely it does. Components are difficult to reuse, definitely, because they're so tightly coupled that you cannot change anything, and it's really difficult to reuse. So in order to reuse, need to include all coupled components. If you're like reusing, you definitely need to use everything, because you have coupled it so much, and it's also become difficult to understand. Low coupling may incur performance cost. If you're using a very low coupling, that is you're not using anything and there's no coupling in between the components, then generally faster to build system with low coupling. So if your system actually don't need high coupling, then it's okay, but your system actually should have low coupling, but low coupling doesn't mean that it should not have any coupling. So just make sure. Okay guys, so thank you very much. This was about cohesion and coupling, and let's meet in the next tutorial. Thank you.